Hello and welcome to In the Library with
Tara.
and
Adrian.
and today we have with us special guest.
Brian Burchette-Ross.
Welcome, Brian. Happy to have you with us today.
Yeah, very
Well, thank you
excited.
for having me.
For our listeners who may not be aware or reading the screen right now, because it's going to say who you are and what you do, like right over here. What is it that you do?
Well, I am the videographer for the Monroe County Library System. Are we talking library, or are we talking players?
Why not both?
Okay. I'm also the president of Monroe Community Players.
Awesome.
And how long have you been president for?
This will be my second year. I've been with the group 40 years, but this is the second year I've ever been president.
Well, in the time that you've been working with the players, I'd be very interested to know in what your favorite musical has been that you've worked on
Musical?
or play. I'm assuming you do both.
Well, yeah, we haven't done musicals since before COVID,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately. The COVID hit us hard, so we got our own place in the mall. So we've been having to pay rent every month. So we've been doing more straight shows. I just finished doing a two-man show. We each played 10 different roles. That was a lot of fun and very tiring. We've been doing a lot of different stuff, not the same old Arsenic and Old Lace and
Mhm.
those old traditionals. We've been really trying to branch out into newer stuff, a little bit more avant-garde stuff. We did God of Carnage last year, which
Nice.
was a big hit.
Yep.
And we did Becky's New Car, which I directed at the beginning of this year. I did also direct Steel Magnolia. So we'll
Nice.
throw a tried and true in there as well. So
And you perform at the Monroe Mall?
the Mall of Monroe. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. Where about in the mall?
If you go in through the doors were next to the gym,
Mhm.
then you go down that hallway and we're directly to the right.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, we like it there. I mean, it's a nice space. We don't have to rent to be in for a week and out for a week. We get our rehearsals there all the time. So yeah, it works out really well. We really like it.
This question needs a little bit of a prefix here, okay?
Okay.
As the president of the Monroe Community Players, I assume you're responsible for charting the forward vision of the players.
Myself and the board members. We have there's 6 of us all together on the board.
What, if any, steps are you taking to prevent your actors being replaced by CGI?
That's an interesting question, and I'm not quite sure how to answer that because we don't have we just now got lighting equipment that didn't get bought in 1982. So I'm pretty sure we are a far cry from having to worry about CGI at this point.
Okay, fair enough.
And maybe AI, have some robots come in. So I think a lot of people who aren't involved in theater don't realize all the effort that goes into it and all the little things that need to be focused on and put together. And so in your opinion, I was just wondering what you think is the most challenging part of putting together a play.
Well, Monroe Community Players has been around for 76 years now. And we used to have a really great, big, large group. And unfortunately, especially after COVID, our numbers have really kind of dwindled down to about 10, 12 of us at a time. So really, what I think the biggest challenge is for wanting to do more shows a year, because we need the money to come in so we can pay the rent. Finding the volunteers has not always been as easy as it used to be. Many of our members have retired, moved away to that wonderful land called Florida, where it's warmer all the time, stuff like that. So, one of my big things that I have been trying to do is bring in younger people to help in as many ways as possible.
For anyone who's listening who might be intrigued, how is the best way for them to get involved with the players?
You can go to our website, monroecommunityplayers.org, and there's a whole bunch of different places that ask if you'd like to be a volunteer, and we'll give us your email. We'll put you on the emailing list. We usually are doing now about 5 to 6 shows a year. and filling in other spots with comedy nights. We're doing actually a comedy night in October. Our next show in September is called Magnolias and Moonlight. It's a comedy about how the script for what was the name of that movie? What's the one with Scarlett O'Hara? Gone with the Wind.
The Wind.
Yeah, it's a comedy about how Gone with the Wind was really written, but it's a farce basically. And then we're doing our Christmas show this year is hilarious. It's like a sketch comedy on acid. But it's three people who do every Christmas show you've ever seen, from Charlie Brown to It's a Wonderful Life to The Christmas Story and Grinch and all of them. And they run around like lunatics and all that and just try and make you laugh. So, but yeah, if you want to volunteer for any part of it, just go to monroecommunityplayers.org.
You mentioned that you've done Steel Magnolias and Magnolias in Midnight.
Moonlight, yep.
Are you being funded by Big Magnolia?
No, I categorically deny that.
All right, I got a question. So everyone always asks theater people, what show would you love to be a part of? My question is, what is one show that you want nothing to do with?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Did you want to take some time to think about that?
No,
Locked and loaded.
And in fact, anybody from Players would know that I actually hesitated too long to say that because no, I've never been a huge fan of that musical, and they all laugh at me and joke with me about it. But yeah, I've never been a fan of Oklahoma. I have no interest in that musical whatsoever. So I would say that one.
I did that one my freshman year of college, and I got to play Gertie. And I got to say, I mean, whatever you think about the musical, fine, but I loved doing Gertie's laugh.
Oh, it's a great character.
Anyone who's not familiar with that, it's very high pitched and crazy, and
it's a wonderful role. It really is. No, there's a lot of.
No,
good
I totally
roles.
understand
But
there's always that one.
Yeah, it is, and it's just a little too middle of the road for. I mean, my musicals that I love are Rent, Little Shop of Horrors, West Side Story. I love anything where everybody dies at the end. Les Mis, I don't want these happy woohoo endings. I like it a little bit darker. Miss Saigon, love the end of that one.
Have you considered supplementing the casting with trained animals?
I haven't. There have been a few times I probably should have. I'm not going to go any farther with that, but no. But if I could find a good Bugs Bunny, I'd be really happy.
Oh, wouldn't we all?
Yeah. My hero.
What is the best excuse you've heard for why someone didn't have their lines memorized?
Oh, that's a good question. It would probably be literally my dog ate my script.
Has someone actually used that?
Yeah, and I'll tell you who it was. I can say their name. It was Brian Burchette-Ross because my dog literally ate my script. I had to wait for a new script to come in. And we left one night. I left it on the coffee table, and I came home, and it was just shredded. So yeah, that was the biggest excuse, and I'm the one who used it.
I was gonna say that probably was hard because normally you have to give those scripts back to the leasing people.
With the musicals, you do most of the time. With the straight shows, though, those are keepers.
Okay.
You can usually keep those. So
you were off the hook with that one.
Yeah. Players other than having to get another script, players didn't have to pay too much extra for damage or anything like that. So yeah, but musical scripts, yeah, those are, you got your the script, and then you got the vibrato, the music part of it, and the whole bit. So, and those always have to be sent back. So, but players are considering maybe next year, we have considered maybe there's a few musicals that we believe we could pull off in our small theater. Our theater seats about 84 people. So, and there are a few musicals that are not on the expensive side that we think we might be able to pull off in the space. So we might be coming back to musicals here sooner than we think, maybe.
What advice would you give to someone auditioning for a musical who can't sing?
You know what? That is a really good question because I'm not a singer and I have been in a few musicals. Sell the character. sell it. There are musicals out there. I did many years ago, we did A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, and I got to play Hysterium, which was basically the second lead. I only had two solos. I'm not a singer, but they were I was easily able to talk, sing through it. And as long as I had the character down, who was just this silly, nervous buffoon. Actually, I didn't have a hard time with that. But anyway, you can sell it. You can just sell it by being the character, pretty much. Now, if you're not a singer and you're going to go for Tony from West Side Story, you might want to reconsider that. There's only so much, a director can work with. But if, you want to do the guy at the grocery store and that, then, who does have a song, then yeah, because it's a character. Always go with characters, the character actors.
So there's always this idea that with a lot of actors on their special skills, there might be a couple fibs or tall tales on there just to get their head in the door. Have you ever had anything on your resume that you might have been stretching a little bit just to help you get a job?
Well, I've never went for anything professional. So I've always just done pretty much community theater. So I've never really had to do that. I will admit that there was this one time in theater camp where, no, I'm just joking. Adrian gave me this
my concerned face.
I know.
Cut all this.
Wait a minute. No, but there was one time up in U of M when I was much, much younger, where I may have fudged a couple of Shakespeare roles that I really hadn't actually pulled off yet. So, because you wanna, make sure you look good, but you better make sure you can pull it off too. If you were to get cast.
You're gonna put it on there, got to be ready to do it.
Yep, you got it.
Are you planning to run for a third presidency? And do you have any designs at this time of changing this to any sort of autocracy or kingdom, anything like that?
How did I had that feeling you were going there. Absolutely. No, not at all. I don't know if I'll run a third time. I've been very honored that I've been voted in twice. And I did say that 2 years would be enough. Then I would step down. I'm not the nuts and bolts of the day in and day out part of a theater, keeping it running, keeping the bills paid, looking ahead to see how to build and all that. That's not my forte, but I am very blessed to have surrounded myself with 5 board members that are very good at it. So I'm more of a tell me what to do and I'll do it sort of person. So no, am I going to run third time? I don't know yet. I just got voted in June. So let's see how much more hair I can lose between now and next.
Well, if you decide not to run and somebody else is going for it, what would be your advice to them? Maybe it's somebody who's never been president of a theater company before. Is there anything that you would recommend or tell them to look at?
I guess the 2 things I would say is never trust the voices that tell you need to go backwards. And you will have those that say, no, we have to do it like we did it in 1974. Because as I always reply to that, in 1974, gas was 35 cents. You're not going to get that again. Sorry. The other thing is to surround yourself with people that you trust and people that have the same vision that you do, and definitely listen to them. If they say, nah, I don't think that's the right way to do this, maybe this direction, don't let your own ego and don't let that, well, I'm president, we're going to do it my way. Listen to everyone. And if this way is better or that way is better, go with it, run with it. So those would be my 2.
Thanks.
If you were going to cast somebody to play yourself in a stage production, who would you cast to play you?
Who would I cast to play me?
Are you hoping that he'll give it to you? This will be your moment, Adrian, to get on stage.
No.
You don't want that part, let me tell you. To cast to play me. Oh wow.
Here, while you take a moment to think about this, okay?
Hmm.
When I die, I'm hoping that when they make the play of my life,
Hmm.
Meryl Streep.
She could do everything.
She can
She could
do it.
do
She
it.
can do it all. That's a great choice. That's really good. Um, I would have to say probably, and I'm trying to think of his name. He was in I can see his face. He was in the I want to say his last name is Ross or Chase.
You saw his face. Are you a believer?
I,
Now songs be stuck in my head all day. Thank you.
yeah, mine too. Yeah, and I can't leave her. No, who's the David? Is it David Cross or David Chase?
David
The guy
Cross
that was
from Arrested
Yes.
Development.
Arrested Development.
Yeah,
I
David
like
Cross.
Yep, there's the guy. He'd be just goofy enough to probably be able to pull it off.
See, I would go with Jack Black. I don't know if you've seen Jumanji, but that man can do everything. He channels inner teenage girl better than teenage
He can.
actresses.
Yeah.
So,
Now, if he was younger, I would automatically have said Jack Nicholson,
oh,
only just because I love Jack. But yeah, if I was being honest with myself, it'd have to be David Cross.
Well, we would certainly like to thank you for joining us. Is there any last words you have for our listeners?
Just that again, Monroe Community Players has been around for 76 years. We don't plan on going anywhere. We're at Mall of Monroe. Check out what we're doing all the time at monroecommunityplayers.org, our website. And we also, can I plug a different podcast? Okay.
Please.
And we also have our own podcast called The Art and Business of Community Theater, which you can find on Apple and Spotify and all other things. And we've been going strong for about 70 episodes, and we laugh and we're goofy, but we also tend to pass out a few nuggets of advice.
I really thought it was going to stop it. We tend to pass out. I was really concerned for a second until you said nuggets of advice.
Yeah.
well, it's theater. They could be practicing their dramatic falls.
We would like to thank you for joining us.
That's great. Thank you both for having me.
All right, now we're going to do some local news. And now, in local news.
Coming up on Wednesdays, we have our summer family movies. The next one coming up is on July 31st, and it is the Migration movie, which I have not seen yet, but I want to watch it so bad.
In addition to Migration, we have the Coding Club that will be for grades 1st through 3rd, starting Monday, July 29th, and running through August 19th. It meets 4:30 on Mondays at the Bedford Branch Library.
Also at the Bedford Branch Library, we have Computers 101. The next one is going to be on August 10th. It's from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. So come on out if you want to learn a little bit more about your computer.
A program I would like to plug that I am personally running on September 6th. That is a little ways away. From 5 to 7 p.m. We're having a murder mystery night at the Bedford Branch Library. You can step into a world of intrigue and deception with our exclusive murder mystery night. Channel your inner detective and join fellow sleuths in unraveling a thrilling whodunit. This is an immersive experience. Every participant will play a role, and one of you may be the murderer. You have to register in person, I'm afraid, because there is a packet of information for you to take home with you.
Can I be the person who dies?
Absolutely.
Yes. Also coming up is the Monroe County Fair. I'm so excited. It's going to be from July 28th to August 3rd out by the college. And inside the Monroe Bank and Trust building, there is going to be a booth from the library. So come on out to the fair. You can see some animals, smell some animals, and you can get fair food, get some lemonade, and come check us out at the fair at our booth. It's our 90th anniversary, so we are going to be taking we're going to be taking photos there, and you can drop off your favorite memory.
Friends of the Frenchtown Area Libraries present 5K Your Way starting September 2024. Registration is available at any of the Frenchtown area libraries. We also have, coming to the Frenchtown Dixie Branch Library, Christmas in July, happening on Tuesday, July 30th, 2024, from 6 to 7 p.m. They will be making Christmas trees using pipe cleaners. Native American History at the South Rockwood Branch Library. That will be on August 7th at 6 p.m. You can register online. For all of our events, you can generally register online. If you go to our website, you can navigate over to events calendar, where registration is available for everything except the Murder Mystery Night.
Yep. Also at the Carlton branch, there's going to be a Paranormal Seeker Society of Michigan. So on July 26th at 6:30 p.m., come on out to Carlton if you like the paranormal.
There is a note here that viewer discretion is advised on this program.
Ooh, I'm in.
That's all I got. Do you have anything to add?
I love you all so much. Thanks for listening.
This has been In the Library with
Tara!
And Adrian.